Hello everyone, in this video you're going to find out how to transform a garage that is not insulated in any shape or form to a fully insulated garage for very cheap, so I can work on cars in the middle of the winter when it's minus 40 outside and not freeze to death. There is a catch though. I need to make sure that I'm transforming this whole entire garage as cheaply as possible because I am a university student and everything's expensive right now, including tuition, so I need to make sure that I'm saving enough money. But I also love working on cars and I need my personal space. So at the end of the video, I'm going to do a full price breakdown of how much something like this would cost and how much it is to own something like this for a year if you want to rent or anything like that. Just in case if you guys are in the same boat as me and you guys want to try it out yourself, so you guys wouldn't be afraid. All right, we are going to start this video off by removing a lot of nails and a lot of studs that are just randomly stuck in the walls for some odd reason. I'm not sure why they're there, but we're going to take those away. And secondly, we are also going to do a quick sweep of the place to make sure that there's no spiders or any types of other animals and ants that would like to get in. We do want to be working in a clean spot to make sure that we're fully organized. So let's get to it. Okay, it's the next day. We have taken out all the studs and the nails that were in the wall, and we have swept the place. So killed a lot of spiders, which is nice. Not going to be in them. Today is a very cold day. It is +5 and I can feel it. So today is going to be the day where we are going to start installing insulation. As I said, installation is going to be done a little bit differently because it is very expensive. And we need to make sure that we are saving as much money as possible. So the cheapest way I found doing it is by buying greenhouse film, which is made out of a material called polyethylene. Polyethylene holds a lot of warmth in, which is very good in our case because we're not using traditional insulation in garages, as that is very expensive. I will do a price breakdown at the end as I promised, and I'll show you a difference of how much money I actually saved using this. My plan is to have 3 heaters in this 2-car garage with this polyethylene on the roof and all the walls, and hopefully that is going to hold in quite a bit of heat and actually not rack up a big electric bill. As long as nothing tears and I measure everything out correctly, we should be okay. This will be a few day process, so I'm just gonna run a time lapse on it. So sit back, enjoy, and at the end, I will show you guys the end result. I have started by measuring out the height and the width of the walls, even though the height doesn't really matter because the height is identical to the width of the actual polyethylene material, which I got kind of lucky with. I just had to measure out the width of it so I can cut it properly into sections and staple it on. Stapling the wall to the garage was definitely a little bit harder than I thought it would be, as the material was brittle and it couldn't really stretch out to the corners as well as I thought it would. So the easiest thing that I found is stapling the corners and just going down the perimeter of it. Some sections of the garage are much harder than the others. As you can see, this section we are currently covering up a socket, which we will need to cut out. If you are encountering this issue, if you're doing this yourself, it is much easier to simply not cut the material before the installation part, and it's just simply easier to cut it out once it's installed, as you guys just saw right there. So don't be afraid if you guys do have a lot of obstacles. This wall was definitely the toughest out of all of the other walls, and the ceiling as well. As you can see, this wall has doors, fuse boxes, sockets, windows, and a few other things on the wall as well that we have to cut around. It is pretty easy when you cut out a whole entire section and just cut around each spot, but I do run into a few difficulties here and there, so if you guys do encounter this as well, just take your time, grab a good pair of scissors to make sure that you can just cut around it pretty evenly to make sure that there's no drafts that will occur later.
When you walk in the street alone and nobody can hear you go, ooh, are you happy? Don't I know you feel? 'Cause you're a freak when you get too near. Ooh, are you happy? Like a ghost in the night, you're leaving me without goodbye. Ooh, are you happy? It's a shame to give up. I really wanted one more try. Ooh, are you happy now? Now you're just wanna know, are you happy? Now just wanna know, when you walk on the street alone and nobody can hear you go.
This wall is definitely one of the easier ones between the other walls, as there were not a lot of features that I had to cut around, except for the shelf area that you guys can see right there. I did regret cutting it into two sections instead of just covering it over and then cutting it around the shelf when I installed the polyethylene material. I did decide to do a little bit of a new approach towards it, which did not really work out as well because where the shelf is, there is going to be a little bit of a draft, but I can just fix that with a little bit of tape if I need to.
It's reoccurring, trapped in this dystopia. I feel fine when you're close to me. I could try
This definitely took much longer than I thought it would, but we're finally finished the walls of the garage. The next steps would be the ceiling, which should be pretty quick. I'm hoping I can get the ceiling done in about 2 days. Well, for you guys, it will be seconds. And after that, you guys will see the second episode, which is going to include all the comfort features of the garage. Pretty much me bringing all my tools in. I'm going to have a little couch section right here where I'm standing right now. I'm going to make sure that all my heating is working correctly and it's actually staying warm. This week, I'm pretty lucky. It is about 12 degrees, so I'm kind of staying warm with just one heater, which is good. But once it gets to that minus 40 temperatures, I will definitely need to make sure that I'm warm so I can work on my cars and do other things in this garage for you guys. The next step of the garage is going to be the ceiling. We need to make sure that all the heat that goes up from the heaters actually kind of bounces back into the room and not just goes through the wooden boards and the wooden panels. Because as I said, it will get very cold here in Calgary pretty soon, and I need to make sure that all the heat is trapped in the garage. My plan is to divide the garage into 3 different sections, so it'll be easier for me to just install the polyethylene material just right across all along to the garage door. I'm really hoping I have enough material left. I did buy according to the measurements that I've made, which I will include as well for you guys to see. But that is kind of my next step. I'm going to probably start from that end and move forward just to this side of the garage, and we'll see what happens. The stepladder that I'm using currently definitely did not make it easier on my shoulders. So if you guys do have a normal ladder, please use it. It will save you time and energy by not constantly trying to reach up into the ceiling. I keep thinking that I'm taller than I am, but I'm definitely not. So if you guys do have a normal ladder, please use it. If not, buy one.
You don't let your feelings haunt you. You don't ever get nervous, do you? With all the right cards in your hand.
I am starting to get a little worried if we have enough material or not. I have finished one small little section there, as you guys just have seen. I do have a plan if we do run out of material. I can't just go to Home Depot and buy cheap just insulation sheeting, which is not the same as the polyethylene that I've been using on the walls. It will be much thinner, but it will do the job by just keeping a little bit of warmth in. A little bit of an update. I just have finished the walls, as you guys have seen, and it is already a little bit warmer in. It is about -7 outside, but it feels in here like +5, +7 even, I want to say. So when we finish the roof and just having 2 little small heaters going on, it does already the job of keeping a little bit of warmth in. I will buy another big heater, don't you guys worry. All right, we still have a lot of work to do. I am going to complete one section today and hopefully the rest of the garage sometimes in the next few days when I have a bit of time. And I'll let you guys know when I'm done, and I'll catch you guys later. Installing the material onto the ceiling definitely required a little bit of finesse. The easiest way that I found it is stretching it out into the boards first and stapling the corners of it just so there's a good base for it, and then stapling all around it. Sure, when you are measuring out the material before cutting it, that it is in the length of the boards. Most of the time these boards are gonna be 2 feet apart, so it kind of makes it easy because you can just section it out very easily and then just cutting it into sections.
When it don't turn out the way you planned. It was more than a feeling, from the floor to the ceiling. I wish I knew how to tell you that I need someone to believe in. 'Cause it hurts whenever I start. Is there another way? But it hurts even more when I'm gone. You gotta let me know. It hurts whenever I start.
At last, we have finally completed the ceiling and all of the walls, at least all the big gaps that we had before. We do have a few little gaps around the garage and especially where the garage opener is. I'm still trying to see if I have enough insulation left to actually cover up those little gaps here and there. I think I should. It will be a lot of cutting. As long as all the measurements are correct, hopefully all the little gaps should be covered and this place should be very well insulated. As I said before, the point of this garage and the insulation is to make sure that the heat stays inside the garage and all the cold stays outside, which it's already doing very well. It's already snowing today and it is approximately -10. And in the garage, it feels like it's +15 right now. So clearly something is going right. I am going to have another big heater, which I told you guys about yesterday. We do have small heaters right now that are warming up the place very well. But when it will hit the -40 mark, I do want a better heating system here to make sure that I don't freeze to death while I'm working on the cars. So stay tuned for that. Right now, let's finish up all the little gaps and I'll show you guys the end result. And we are fully done. We're finally done with the insulation. This was definitely a longer process than I thought it would be. I have decided that I'm gonna keep the little gaps here and there just for ventilation purposes. I don't think me covering those little gaps is actually gonna make that big of a difference if I have a good heater running. The big ports are all contained at the moment, so it should keep most of the heat in, which is exactly what I want. I'm very tired. I'm going to go home and relax finally, but hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the next episode of the garage build, you guys are gonna see all the comfort features of the garage, and it will fully be done in the next episode with the price breakdown as I promised for you guys. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please like, please subscribe, and comment down below and if you guys would like anything included in the garage that I haven't included already. And thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.